Well, hello everyone. Finally, the long-awaited questions and answers session about the Coral Sea Waterworld Resort. And you might find some other bits in here as well that are handy for Sharm El Sheikh generally. So make sure that you save this to come back later because you're going to want to re-look at all the things that we're going to go over. So in the Facebook group that I run, which is called Coral Sea Waterworld Friends of, you'll find a link for it down there. We get a lot of questions about the resort, about what you can find there, what it's like, what's the weather like, all that sort of stuff. So I'm going to share that here with you today. So the number one question I get asked generally, which is really weird because I actually started out just going down the route of like, I'm going to go and find the best places to do gluten-free for celiacs at an all-inclusive, and it turned into so much more than that. So the number one question that I generally get asked is about the rooms, about the size of the rooms. What's the bed like? Is there a safe in there? So the bed's really comfy. The room sizes are different depending on what it is you book. If you book a family den, now I'm going to try and hopefully get and film all of these different room types for you soon, but sometimes the family dens have the little closing off doors across. So you've got two beds at the back, and then you've got the big double bed, and then you've got the bathroom, and then you've got the door. So those ones are great, and they all have patios or they have balconies. You've got two different sides of the resort. You've got one is called the sunny side, which all of the rooms start with a 2. So you can always, when you're making your booking, if there's any special requests, you can say, could I have the sunny side or room 2, whatever. So it starts with a 2-0. It'll be on the ground floor, 2-1, first floor, 2-2, second floor, etc. So the middle of the resort is around about 15. So if you say 2-0-15 or 2-1-15 and 1-15, that might be even a bit higher than that, like 20. The numbers go up towards the sea. So give you some rough idea. Now there's a safe in the room. I'm always asked, is it free? Yes, there's a free safe in the room, which is really great. If you don't have an ironing board and you're somebody that likes to make sure you're looking really crisp, then do go and ask at the reception for one of those. They will give you one. There is a hairdryer in the room. It's in the bathroom. So if there's 4 of you trying to shower, you might want to take your own hairdryer. It's a perfectly adequate hairdryer. I mean, it's not some big super duper Dyson one, but if you don't want to pack it and you want to save the space in your luggage for, I don't know, some souvenirs or something, then you can use the one that's there. It's perfectly all right. They do have a laundry service. I've heard a lot of good things about this laundry service. Apparently it's really good. You can fill up this whole bag, they do it and take it for about 20 quid or something, and you get it all back fresh and clean and ready to go, so you don't have to come home and do it. Also, I've heard it's a very good idea to take your own bottles to be filled up at the bar, because they use either single-use plastic or the other ones might run out, or decent bottles might run out, or cups might run out. So you get the little flimsy little ones. Take your own. They really don't mind filling it up. You're on an all-inclusive, so why not? And also coffee cups, not like this, but one that's not breakable. You know, little flasky type one. They'll fill it up for you with your coffee or your tea or your preferred hot drink of choice. Their hot chocolate was really nice last time I went there as well. And while we're talking about that, they did have syrups on the bar for your coffee and your, like they had vanilla and stuff like that, which was just lovely. Is the swimming pool heated? So if you go in the winter time, obviously we'll need a little bit of winter sun, right? So it's lovely to get out there in the winter. The temperatures are generally fairly consistent through the winter, around about the 25 degrees mark. So it is still nice and warm. If the wind's up, it can feel chilly, and certainly night times it can be totally cold. I've been there and I've been in my winter coat and still really cold. So it can be really cold at night time, which seems a bit strange, but it's because the air's so clear, like you don't have any clouds or anything like that. It's going to be a full moon when I go there soon. I can't wait to have a little look at that. And it's fairly consistent, but the swimming pools will not be heated during the winter, except for the little swimming pool. Now you might know that's just had a refurbishment. Can't wait to go see what that's all about. It does have a swim up bar, which is great, and that's the one that will be heated. It might still be a bit when you first go in, you know, even though it's it might be, but you might be all right. So for me personally, can't wait to go and test that out and just to see what it's like. But that's general. So the actual water park side of things, those pools are not heated. If any of this information more you want to add to it, do leave it in the comments for everybody else to see, because I know there's loads of experts that come online and they're just like, oh, I know this about this, and it's great if you can share it and you think it's going to help someone. Let's talk quickly about Wi-Fi. So the Wi-Fi in the hotel can be, you can get a little, I think it's a tiny little, like 6 gigs or something for free, which will run out in no time. You can top it up and you can buy, actually I don't know where this 6 numbers come from, I think it's 6 devices that you can buy for a pretty reasonable price within the hotel, but the Wi-Fi that you'll get with it will still be a bit scanty. And if you want to go out, obviously you've got no Wi-Fi then to call your taxi or to stream when you want to show somebody at home this amazing place at Soho Square you've seen. So you can buy a Wi-Fi box from Falcon Adventures just across the road, which is brilliant if you're staying in the hotel. I'm probably going to use an eSIM because I'm going to be going to lots of different places. So I'll already load that up on my phone. Again, I'll leave a link to the eSIM down there. If you wanted to go and speak to Falcon, I do recommend them. You might have seen the video where I went and spoke to Saeed before about all the trips that they do. Well, they're now in a brand new office, which is directly across the Waterworld Hotel. So you could just go out and go and see them and you can book your trips. I'm not sure what the price comparison is if you book directly with TUI or book with them. Personally, I think I'd probably rather book with them because it's a bit of like, I don't know, it just feels like the right thing to do. And I'm going to be going out with them on a couple of trips coming up. So make sure you've subscribed if you haven't already, because you're going to want to have a look at those trips. Make sure that it's something you want to do next year or whenever it is you're booking. Talking of outside, if you go outside and just turn... So say if the sea's behind you, you come out of the hotel and you just turn left for about, I don't know, not even 5 minutes. Hard Rock Cafe is up there and I went there before and it was really, really good fun. I would definitely recommend you have a look there. Across as well over the other side is Arab Bucks. I keep hearing a lot about it. I've never been. I don't know if it's where Bus Stop used to be, but I don't think it is. I've also seen, I think it might be where Viva Bar used to be, because Viva Bar... It looks online on social media that that's opened up again. I'll definitely be going and having a look in there. Yes, I'll be on my own. Oh, what? It's fine. It's fine, honestly. I'm going to go up to the bar on my own, look like a weirdo, like checking it out, filming it for you lot. So, yeah, can't wait for that. It's going to be really great fun. Oh, let's talk about the beach just quickly. So, if you've never been before, the sand is not like your typical kind of... It's not like Thailand. It's not soft white sand that will sink into... clear blue waters. I mean the waters are clear, but the sand is quite hard and it's quite coarse, so it might be worth you taking your shoes, you know, your little water shoes. It might be worth taking them if you're like me and you like to walk on the shore a lot, although it's also really good to go bare feet, isn't it? But yeah, just be careful. And yeah, the sand isn't soft sand, but on the beach at Coral Sea you will find there's a beach bar, which is fabulous. So yeah, definitely go and have a look at that. And there's also a jetty. Now, I dream about this jetty quite a lot. It's a solid one. It's not one that you walk on and wobbles like that. It's solid, and you can walk to the end of it and you can look over and you can see all these fish. There's normally a lifeguard there as well, and they'll check your wristband as well. So it's only Coral Sea people that can go up there. And that is an absolute pleasure to go and up there and have a little look every day, so definitely do that. There's also the restaurant, the Mermaid Restaurant, which you can have lunch there every day, and I don't know if that's still the case with the all-inclusive a la carte bit, whether that's still there or not. I don't know, I need to find out, but someone might tell us before that in the comments, which would be brilliant if you can. Thank you. But I'm also going to have a little look at the new spa that's there. I've heard it's fabulous. And they were building that last time I went. New spa, new gym. So I'm going to go and have a look at those, which is amazing. Oh, the entertainment. We need to definitely talk about that. I get asked this quite a lot. And from what I hear, the entertainment is not of the greatest quality in Egypt. But you know what? I sort of argue that slightly, because what do you want? Do you want Celine Dion singing on the stage? You're not going to get that. But what you are going to get is people in the animation team that work so hard. They do long hours and they're fun, and they try and get you involved. If you don't want to be involved, that's fine. Just say no and they will accept it. But they work really hard, and I think they make it. Like when my mum and dad used to go there for a month at a time, that was all they was interested in, is the staff and the interactions they had with the staff. Trust me when I say they will look after your kids and give them so much fun, and whether that be they're going and playing a football match with them, or they're getting them involved with the things, or they're getting them to meet other kids. That for me absolutely makes it. You're not going to get cruise ship entertainment on there, but they do try their best. Like, they will get in as many people as they can to do outside entertainment stuff. So yeah, I think you're going to enjoy that. I do think you're going to enjoy it, but it generally winds down at 11 o'clock. So if that's the case and you want to carry on, just go out and have a wander up and down the street and see what's there. You will get beeped at a lot of times by the taxi drivers. They're just asking if you want a lift. They're not being difficult or anything. All you've got to do is wave your hand in the air, say no thank you politely, and they will carry on. Honestly, it's not a problem. You're going to hear and see all these different things because people just like to give it a bit of a bad rap, really, I think. So when you arrive, when you very first check in, you will be given normally a welcome drink, and then they will ask you to take a seat. You might have to fill in some forms, and they will take your passports, which in my experience every hotel in every country does that. They take your passports, I don't know, they copy them or do something with them, and then you will get them back, and then if your room's ready, they'll take you off to the room. The men generally take your cases, and I'm going to mention about tipping quickly on this as well. The men generally take your cases, and that is a bit cheeky that that's probably the only time you might see them all of the week or however long you're there for. And you'll probably just have a big Egyptian note, although their Egyptian notes are not worth very much money at the minute. But they'll generally get the biggest tip, and I'm like, that's the only thing that they've done, and it's entirely up to you. For me personally, I find that it's a very good idea to take lots of little bits of denominations of money, and also as well, I've said this before on a video, if you go into the reception area with a £20 note and ask them if they'd like to change up pound coins, because a lot of the time we tip them pound coins and they can't change them up, they can't put them in the bank, so that's a bit of a nightmare for them. So if we can change them up, all well and good. I said this on a generic video that I made recently about Egypt and about the hotels, and this goes the same the world over. If you've got any dietary requirements, I would honestly seriously ask to speak to one of the chefs. When I went there and asked, it was when I was newly diagnosed with celiac disease, and the executive chef sat down with me with the restaurant manager in the hotel lobby bar, and we had a very serious conversation, and I was really well taken care of after that. Don't be frightened to use the word allergy, even if you've got an intolerance, because allergy is a word that they will definitely understand. Don't forget to use Google Translate, and you can also, depends on what your thing is, you can get little cards that you print off in Arabic that they will definitely understand if there's a miscommunication or a language barrier between you. But I really, really hope that that's helped. I hope you stay well while you're out there. Don't forget, if you've got mozzies that are in the room, ask them to come and give them a spray. They will definitely do that for you. Go and buy your off spray from across the road opposite Hard Rock. I've heard it's a lot cheaper in the pharmacy over there than it is the pharmacy that's next door. Also, another frequently asked question I get, just outside of the hotel and to the left, there's a little supermarket called the Metro. Mind your change in there. I've heard a couple of people being shortchanged in there, but you can get certain things in there. What you generally can't get, and you ask this quite a lot, is squash for kids. Take one of those little things that you can squirt in the drink. You won't be able to get squash out there. It's just not a thing. It's just not what happens. And if they keep drinking fruit juice, they're going to get an upset tummy. So I hope some of this has been helpful for you. Make sure that you come back because there's loads more to see. Go and have a look at some of the other videos that are floating around the end here. And I will look forward to seeing you in the next one. Don't forget, if you wanted to join the Facebook group, feel free to come be part of the family. Down there, I'll be doing some lives in there. Might do some lives on here as well. Let me know if you want them. And also, if you're ready to book, there will be a link down there as well. Go and have a little look at that. So take care of yourselves. I look forward to seeing you in the next video. Bye-bye for now.
I know that you're curious, I know that you're strong, but life can be furious and things can go